Hi guys, gals, and my non-gender conforming pals. My name is Carrington and welcome back to another video. Or if you are new here, hit that subscribe button down below, click the little bell so you'll be notified of all my future uploads, and let's go ahead and get started. So for today's video, I have 10 palettes that I tried in 2020 that I love, and I have 10 palettes in 2020 that I don't love. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Let's start off with the ones that I'm loving. These are in no particular order. They're not ranked or anything like that. But let's go ahead and let's talk about my top 10 favorite palettes. Okay, so first ones are these e.l.f. Bite Size Shadow Duos. Guys, okay. These are $3. And I can literally just have a foolproof look. No matter where I'm going, what I'm doing, I can just whip one of these out and create a look and go. And it always comes out perfect. Foolproof. Okay, the next one is Colourpop's Valentine's Day collection. And that's the All That palette. I love this color story. I love, first of all, you have light shades, you have like deeper shades. So this is gonna fit a wide variety of skin tones. I even feel like this shade right here, I think it's supposed to be a matte and has like the glitters in it. But the glitters in this palette, like, I don't know, they like stay there a little bit better than like other ones where you like blend it out and they like fall on your face. It does have a glitter. Again, glitters don't bother me. And a lot of times I kind of like glitters. And when I'm going, I feel like this palette really gives me like smoky vibes. And a lot of times when I'm going for like a smoky eye, like, not like a smoky eye, but like you smoke out your eye. Okay, anyways, I like using glitters. And then it has like this Infatuation, which is kind of chunky, but like it just blends out so beautifully and it looks so good on the eyes. I really, really like this palette. And definitely towards the beginning of the year when this first came out, I was using this all the time, especially for winter. And now that winter is approaching again, I have a feeling this is going to be coming back out and I'll be using it quite a bit. Okay, this is a newer one, but I instantly fell in love with it. And this is the BH Nice palette. Okay, these mattes are nice and pigmented. These shimmers are so soft and pigmented as well. And I bought this on sale for $9. You get 16 shades. And granted, these are tiny pans. Okay, like my one finger like covers up the pan. These are tiny pans. So you're not getting a lot. But for $9, it's great quality. Comes with a mirror. Again, the shades, pigmented, beautiful. And I actually like the smaller pans because I feel like I'm not actually using up any eyeshadow palettes. I'm not hitting pan on anything. And so I feel like I love this. So I'm going to get a ton of use out of this. And so I feel like I'm actually going to be able to hit pan on something. It's something that I can look at and be like, yeah, I'm going to be able to hit pan on that. And I'm really excited to use this for New Year's. So if you guys want to see a New Year's look using this palette, let me know. Next is also a new, but it quickly became a favorite. It's the Noir by Lorac. See, as you can tell, I've just been using it. The shimmers, again, out of this world. And they have a kind of different shimmer formula. Like these ones are kind of more like chunky shimmers, but kind of has a little bit more shine payoff. And then they have like regular shimmers that don't really have as much payoff. Has a nice mirror. I did end up purchasing the warm toned one of this. This is the cool toned one. It hasn't come yet, but I am so excited for when it does. Guys, this palette is absolutely good. It's at Ulta. It's like $35. But again, you can like use like coupons. Like they just had like a 20% off coupon. So you could take 20% off of this. So, so, so good. I know this one has had a lot of hate, but I really love this palette. I don't love this slippery shade. That can go. But like the mattes are nice. They're pigmented. They blend nicely. She has some regular shimmers and those are nice. But it's these like swirly ones that are like amazing. So like here's one of them. I mean, and it's just like a kind of like a duochrome. So this one's like a purple gold shift. On camera, I feel like you can only see the purple. But like in person, it's like a purple gold shift. It's beautiful. This is expensive. I know. I get that it's expensive. But I love this. I use this a lot and I'm loving it. Is the Tiny Marvels with Miss Mel Thompson and Sydney Grace. This is the first time I have ever tried Sydney Grace. And now I'm hooked. The shadows are so pigmented and buttery and creamy and absolutely phenomenal. I know that they are a little bit more pricey, but the quality of the shadows, I really, really, really have a hard time finding something that really beats it. I mean, I just lightly, and I mean lightly, tap in the shade Spider, which is the darkest shade right here. And it just, full-blown pigment all over the lid. I love this color story. I love how you have like the pinks and the purples and neutrals and some like greens and some grungy tones. This is, Mel did a fantastic job. The artwork also unbelievably beautiful. This is such a good palette. I don't know if you guys, if they're doing a pre-order still or not, but if you guys can get your hands on this, I don't think I'll be disappointed. Or really, if you can get your hands on any Sydney Grace shadows, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Next up is the Natasha Denona Love palette. I know she came out with like the bronze and the glam this year, and I do like those. I do love those. But for me, I love purples and pinks because for my eye color, which is hazel, I feel like it really makes my eyes pop. So that's why I love this more than I love the bronze and the glam. Those are great options and I do get a lot of use out of those. But this one is by far my number one absolute favorite. This one I got in a Trend Mood box and I have been using it a ton. You can see how dirty it is. This is the Nabla Side by Side. I love some good neutrals and I feel like this kind of gives you a couple warms. There's some neutrals and there's also some cool tones. So I feel like it has a lot of diversity. You can go warm, you can go neutral, you can go cool. It just has a lot of different options and I love that you get all those options in one palette. So it's not like you have to bounce between all these palettes. So you have to use this one for a cool, you have to use this one for a warm, you have to use this one for a neutral. And granted, you know, maybe if you want to use different shades that are neutral or cool or warm, you know, you would have to go into another palette. But the fact that I could easily just go in and be like, okay, well, I'm going to use this shade and this shade and this shade and create a cool tone look. Or I'm going to go in with this shade and this shade and, you know, this shade and create a warm tone look. Or I'm going to go in with these three right here and create a very neutral look. And then put something on the lid. I love that it's foolproof and it's so good. Next up are these Sweet Shop palettes from BH. These are incredible. And at the time, I was only able to purchase 3 of them, but they re-released them and I bought all of them. So whenever I do actually get those from BH, I'm going to put the new ones that aren't used that I already own into my giveaway. So again, if you don't know, once I reach a certain number of subscribers, I'm going to be doing a huge giveaway. All you have to do is just subscribe to my channel. So make sure you share so that way I can get up to this certain subscriber count so we can get rolling with that giveaway. But these are so nice and creamy. Just like the mattes are so soft and buttery, and look at that pigment. And then one of these shimmers, again, just so creamy, and look at that. I mean, guys, these palettes, and they were cheap. Like, what were they, like $12 or something? Yes. If these are still available, I'll link them down below. But definitely, if so, run out and get them. And then last, I'm sure you guys have seen this, or you will be seeing this in a video, but this is the Mcgrath Divine Rose 2 palette. This is absolutely beautiful. And on this palette, I know it's expensive, but on this palette, anytime I wear it, and I'm wearing it today, I'm constantly complimented on my eyes. Every single time I wear this palette, somebody is constantly complimenting me. And that's how you know it's gonna be a real good palette if every time you wear it, people are complimenting you. So, so, so good. All right, so those were my top 10 favorite Okay, so those were my favorite top 10 palettes that I tried for this year. Let's move on to my bottom 10 that I tried for this year. Again, in no particular order, but I will be discussing why each one is in each category. First up is the Marc Jacobs 860 Extravagance palette. Okay. My issues lie in the fact that, okay, so these 3 shades right here, these shimmers, they're very like a chunky shimmer. Beautiful. Glides right on the eyes. Pigmented, just look buttery on the skin. Love that. They have this one like little shimmer here, and I'm not like, you know, it's nice and it's soft, but I'm not overly impressed with it as I am these 3. My issue lies in, one, this is a matte with sparkles in it. And this isn't one of those matte with sparkles that you can blend out. No, no, no. This is one of those matte with sparkles that stay there and then fall all over your face. So then you look like a disco ball. And everybody's asking, where's the party? Okay, no. The next matte that they have is a very, very light cream shade. It's not gonna be a transition. The best it's gonna do is if you are having a concealer or something and you need to set your base, that's what it's gonna be used for. So really you have one matte to work with this whole palette. This was a $50 palette. For $50, I'm not trying to have this palette only have one matte option and I have to dig into other stuff, and only having 3 extraordinary shimmers. That's not what I bought this for. So that was a no. Next up is the Kylie Jenner Wild Kitten collection. What is this called? Doesn't even have what it's called on here. I don't know, something about kittens or something. Okay, I used these in a video. One, this black did absolutely nothing. It almost like blended away. Terrible. This gray, I'm just kind of like, why is this in here? Like, what are we doing with this? No. The browns, like over, like this shade I used and this shade I used, turned out yellow. Here I am thinking like this is like a pinkish beige. It turned out yellow. Like none of the colors turned out true to color on the eyes. So whatever color it is in the pan is not what you're gonna get. And I'm just like, these are kind of heftier palettes, and I kind of expected more for what I paid for. And also that packaging, the packaging was like, if you're trying to sell lingerie or a swimsuit or something like that, that would be what that would be. You know, that would be a good campaign for that. You're trying to sell makeup. I didn't get it. Okay, this one from Colourpop, the Wild Nothing palette. I don't know. It's just one of those where it's like, it's okay. It's nothing at all wowing. Nothing that I literally was like, wow, yeah. I just don't get a lot of use out of this. It's okay. It's not something that added to my collection. Honestly, now that I bought it, I'm over here like, why did I buy this? It's nothing revolutionary. What, you have instead of a pop of blue, you have a pop of green. Nah. And then you have this Super Shock shade called Sultan. And literally like, it's just like, what? Like, nothing. It just puts glitter. So you can just like literally just tap it over something for glitter. Get out of here. No. Okay, the next one is also from Colourpop, and that is the Shiso Solstice palette. Okay, so they have like this like shade in here. It's not a glitter, but it's one of those like foiled shimmers. And literally like, first of all, okay, it's crumbly. Absolutely unbelievably crumbly. The mattes are okay. You get 5 matte options, but 2 of them have the stupid glitters in it. The thing about the Colourpop mattes with the glitters in it is that they don't really disappear. There they are, just like the other palette I talked about. Fall all over your face. Looks absolutely terrible. So now you're the disco ball at the office party. That's what you are. Hate it. This next one isn't like I absolutely hate it, but out of the palettes that I tried this year, it was kind of lackluster for me, and that's the Juvia's Place Valhalla. It has these glitters in it, and I just don't care for their glitter formula. It's okay, but it leaves so much on your fingers. I hate that. And then trying to take it off, like literally I'm sitting here rubbing my finger trying to get the glitter off, and it's not moving. And then it's just like falling all over the place. I just don't care for their glitter formulas. They have, you know, the mattes are okay. I feel like for Juvia's Place though, like these mattes feel really hard for Juvia's Place. And it, like, do you see that? Like, that was the red, okay? That was the red shade. All right, here, let's try to swatch over it again. No, it's lackluster. For Juvia's Place, being one of those, it's like pigmented, in your face, there. Like if you guys saw my Trend Mood video, which if you didn't, I'll link it down below. And they have like the sweet pinks, and that was pigmented. Like literally, I just like dunked my brush in twice, and the next thing I know, here we are looking like a flamingo with like a hot pink flamingo. Like the whole eye. And then here's this where it's like, this is 2 layers of a red shade, and it's coming out hellaciously pink. It's not like it's a bad palette. Like I like the look that I created, and I can get this palette to work. So it's not like I hate it, but it's like from Juvia's Place, this is what we're getting. And it's a limited edition, hyped up palette, but this is what we're getting. This is not, like, when I think Juvia's Place, this palette, color story wise, yeah, like, that's what I think of Juvia's Place. But, like, formula wise, no. Like, glitter wise, maybe, because I've never tried any of their glitters. I think that was the first time they ever had a glitter in their palette. They're so bad. I would never, ever use these glitters. Ever. I don't know. I wanted to love it, and I just don't love it as much as I thought I would. Okay, next up from Colourpop, and this is probably the worst one they've ever made, is the Colourpop Land palette, guys. Oh man, this palette is terrible. Almost every single matte has glitter in it, and again, you're looking like a disco ball. And then most of these colors right here blend out to absolutely nothing. So really, you've got those 3 that blend out to nothing. So that's kind of pointless to have in the palette. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that may show up. But then out of those 5, 1, 2, 5. You have 5, but then out of those 5, 2 of them have glitter in it that doesn't go away. So unless you want to look like a disco ball, you're probably not going to use those. So then you have 3 mattes. And these shimmers, I mean, they're okay, right? You know, I just didn't buy. No, okay. See, like even this shimmer, like that looks like a deep purple in the pan, and then you like swatch it and it like is nothing. Like that's the thing. Everything with this palette, it's almost like it blends out to nothing. Why? What is going on? This could have been an incredible mind-blowing launch for people. like, I literally saw this and I was like, Candyland. Candyland, okay? Here's me, a 90s baby, being like, Candyland! Right? Like, Candyland. And then I'm like, oh, the color story doesn't look so bad. They've got like this cool mint green and this cool yellow and, you know, all these, okay? And the glitters will blend out to nothing like they do in other palettes that's not Colourpop. No, it was disappointing. Absolutely disappointing. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. It's on sale. It has been on sale, especially at Ulta's website for like $10, $14, and it still can't sell out. You had potential, Colourpop, and this is what you give us. Ugh, no. Next up is this Milani Luster Light. This is like their purplish, pinkish palette. This is crap. Okay, like, their shimmer are actually pretty okay. The mattes though, I know like purples can be like hard to formulate, but like, I mean, guys, like, I just don't know, okay? This just wasn't wowing to me. And this is a $20 palette at the drugstore. At the drugstore. Why is it I can find better quality palettes at the drugstore for a cheaper price than this, and this doesn't even hold a candle to the flame? A flame to the candle? A candle to the flame. Does it hold a flame to the candle? I don't know. Okay, anyways, let's not go down this rabbit hole. But it's just like, you're selling this for $20 and you're making tell me the best you can do are some shimmers? You can't do one good matte? Next one that's real disappointing is the Morphe times Manny MUA Glam palette. I know people love this, okay? Those people just aren't me. I think the thing that's like so disappointing is because I own every single Lunar Beauty palette that has been created, and those are fantastic. I know he's like, I can't, you know, give my consumers good palettes for a good price. This isn't good. Like, there's nothing about this where I'm like, oh man, yeah, I get that, like, you know, it's like lower, you know, it's lower quality, but it's still good. No, this isn't good. This is not good at all. Like, literally, I'm giving this to my daughter as play makeup because it basically functions as that, as play makeup. Next, we have Black Widow with Ulta. It's okay. The shimmers are okay. The mattes I just had to build and build and build to work with. It's just, and this color story honestly doesn't really excite me. It doesn't do much for me. I've heard some bad things about Ulta's formula, and I mean, it wasn't terrible. This wasn't like the worst one out of this bunch that we have right here, but it just was like, you know, it's okay, not terrible. And last, and probably like one of my most disappointing as well, the Makeup Revolution and Nightmare Before Christmas. Guys, this was so bad. I will link my video down below trying these out. The shimmers were fairly nice. Like the ones that I used were fairly nice. But then I swatched other ones later after I was done filming. Some of them weren't that great. And the mattes sure weren't that great. They didn't swatch good. They didn't apply good. There was really hardly anything good about this palette. You have like, how many are there? You have 36 eyeshadows in each one. Instead of focusing on throwing 36 shadows in there, do half of that. Do a fourth of that. And just make something really good. These were not good by any means, and should honestly be pitched if you have them. Unless you're just keeping them, like me, for collector's purposes. But if you're doing anything else, like buying these thinking, oh, this is going to be great, I'm going to spend the amount of money I have allotted for makeup for these eyeshadow palettes and I'm going to use them every day, you will be so disappointed. If you're here for collector's purposes, you know, you're not going to be super disappointed because it's cute, it's collectible. But if you're doing anything more than just putting it on your shelf somewhere, you're going to be crying, you're going to be disappointed. All right, guys, and that concludes today's video with my top 10 palettes of 2020 and my not so top 10 palettes of 2020. Let me know your favorite palettes down below. Let me know some of your least favorites. Do you guys share any of your same opinions with me on these palettes? Let me know. Talk to me about all things palettes. I love eyeshadow palettes. I have a giant eyeshadow palette collection. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. And that is it for this video. If you have not subscribed, make sure you do so. I would love it if you would join this channel, this lovely group of people. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.